the laptop which I'm currently using, the Asus TUF FX54G, recently it ran into some thermal issues and the SSD storage was also filled out. In this video, I'll be upgrading the SSD and will reapply the thermal paste. While I am opening the back panel, I'll tell you why you should also reapply the thermal paste for a laptop after 7 or 8 months of buying it. See, the person who is generally responsible for applying the thermal paste has to do the same thing for many laptops in a day, and so his or her efficiency decreases and he or she is not able to apply it properly. For the starting months, there should not be any problem as it is not solidified yet, but after 7 or 8 months, you will start to see the thermal issues. And will probably run into overheating. Now for this laptop, there are a total of 11 screws. Be sure to remove all the screws before even trying to remove the back panel, as it may damage the back panel. Now all the screws are removed. To remove the back panel, you just have to give a flex. For my laptop, I have to give a flex. For your, it may change, but it's easy. Now it's done. So now the first thing we will do is to change the SSD because it's the easier task. The SSD which I'll be using is XPG Gammix S11 Pro. I'll put in the link in the description if you want to buy it. It's not as great as 970 Evo Plus, but it's good. To change the SSD, you have to remove the screw here. After that, the SSD should automatically pop out. If it doesn't pop out, just give it a bit of pull and it will pop out. Now remove the SSD. Remove the SSD and now place the new SSD just like the way old one was there over the socket and give it a bit of push at around 45 or 50 degrees and it will go in. Now done. Now you have to screw the screw again. Now make sure not to screw it to the 100% as it may damage the SSD. Just make it sure to the 80 or 90%, not for the 100%. So now for the thermal paste. First, you have to remove the screws which are holding fans on the power place. Remove the wires from the sockets also. Be sure to remove all the screws properly and not to scratch the motherboard while doing this. For the laptop, there are a total of 10 screws. It may vary depending on the laptop which you are using. Now remove the fans along with the power plate. Now remember all the components where the paste is pre-applied. For different manufacturers, different components may have applied. For this, there are many components. For Dell, for Acer, it will be different. So be sure to remember all of them. Alright, it's on CPU and GPU. That's common for all the laptops, but for other components, it may change. And now use of cotton or cleaning cloth is recommended to clean this residual thermal paste. A cleaning cloth is more preferred, but I'll be using a cotton because I don't have a cleaning cloth. Now you can use any cleaner which is 98 to 99% alcohol, which is as alcohol evaporates easily and will not stay on the motherboard. Now you don't have to spray the cleaner on the motherboard, spray it on the cotton and done. Now use the cotton to clean the motherboard thoroughly. Be sure that the residual paste is not on the component and not on the motherboard. Okay, so while I am doing it, right, I'll tell you what is thermal paste and why it is necessary to buy a good one. The thermal paste is a conducting compound which conducts the heat from the CPU and GPU to the power plate. So the better your compound is, the better will be your conductivity and the more dissipate more heat. So be sure not to be cheap here and buy a good one. Use a cotton swab to clean from the narrow areas. The paste which I'll be using is Arctic Silver 5 compound. It's one of the best available in the market. I'll put a link in the description if you want to buy it. There are many other options available out there, but this is one of the best. Be sure to clean the vents also. Now for CPU and GPU, I'll be using the grain drop rule or something like that. Different people call it by different names, so name doesn't matter. For other modules, you have to apply it thoroughly by yourself. For CPU and GPU, no need to apply it thoroughly. Just put a pea grain size over it, and while you're placing the copper plate, it should apply evenly. The size of the paste you're putting, it should not be very great, I mean very large, just like rice grain, size of rice grain, that's enough. Now it's done. For other modules, put the paste and use any cotton swab or plastic plate to apply it. Be sure not to make any air gaps or something like that. You don't want that to happen because it will be hinder to the thermal conductivity. So now it is done. Now place the copper vents and fans like the way it was before. Once it is placed, don't remove it again to check whether the paste is properly applied or not, because if you do it, it will create an air gap which will be a hindrance to the thermal conductivity, which I am sure you don't want to happen. So now it is done properly, it is placed properly. So now you have to apply the screws. For applying the screws, start with the plates. Don't tight one screw 100% at a time. Do it 30%, then next screw 30%, then next screw 30%, just like that for the 6 screws. Then again tight one screw slowly. It will make sure that the thermal paste is evenly spread all over the CPU and GPU. And in the end, tighten it to around 90%. That's good, around 90%. So now for the fans, make sure all the screws are tightened properly for the fans, and put all the sockets back, all the wires in the sockets. So it is done. One final thing, be sure to check it once again, like nothing is wrong and everything is in the place. All the wires in the sockets, and done. In the end, I will give a benchmark for before and after. Be sure to check that. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you like it, or thumbs down if you don't, and be sure to subscribe to this channel for more awesome content and reviews, and drop down any suggestions if you have.